Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Sorry I haven't posted in a while, but I decided to change up some things. I, well, as you can see, I'm doing something different. I'm not playing a game, and I just decided to help people out who are into gaming or want to start gaming. And over the couple of years my knowledge of computers has gained a little, and I just would like to spread this information. Most people would probably get a pre-built computer, meaning someone else builds it for you, because no one wants to deal with getting separate parts and then building it, rewiring, and all that. So people try to get it on a pre-built. However, it is common knowledge, or at least in PC, when it comes to PCs, it is pretty common knowledge that pre-builds are usually more expensive, especially from sites such as, I don't know, Origin, for example, which is a good pre-built site. However, they are obviously more expensive. So people, at least people I've knew, go to places such as Facebook Marketplace, eBay, or secondhand sites where people are selling their computers for usually cheaper prices. However, today I'll show you some examples of what not to get, of what to look out for. What's a good price and what's not a good price when it comes to 2023 PC gaming or video editing or anything intensive with gaming. Or not gaming, like anything intensive with computers. So, for example, this one up here. I've seen this ad for around 3 months already, and you can kind of see that it looks somewhat nice, but there are problems with it. Pretty big problems. For example, at least to me, first thing I'd see is what's in it. So he wants $1,750, but this is an entire setup, not just the computer, but the entire setup. So let's see and look if this actually is worth it. So he wants the computer itself. He says that this computer is $1,100. Now let's see. There's a GTX 1660, a Ryzen 5 3600, 32 gigabytes of Corsair Vengeance. He doesn't say which RAM, but I'm assuming it's DDR4, around probably 3200, which is fine. That's actually good for DDR4, but it's not worth 280 new. DDR4 32 gigabytes as of this year is around $100. Then he has a 34-inch Acer Nitro 144Hz 4K curved monitor. He says it's $500. Then there's an L-shaped desk, and we'll trade for. Yeah. So let's see. This is the computer. First thing that's an issue, the first thing that you should look out for, is look at the motherboard. The motherboard is this main thing in the back. Look how cheap it looks. I don't see who made it. Is it Asus, Gigabyte? Who is it? Nothing. I don't see anything. And plus look at the fan layout. So these look nice, but then why is this one here? Then his SSD is all out. This is an SSD, and it's just out there. So clearly what I'm assuming happened here was that it came pre-built. This is definitely pre-built. He said himself is from Skytech. But and usually pre-builds, what they do is, and why I don't suggest getting pre-builds unless you customize it yourself, is that they give you a horrible motherboard and probably a horrible power supply, but then give you like an amazing processor and a really good graphics card, which is not a good combination. That's pretty bad, especially the power supply if it's bad. What I'm assuming is happened here is that he added the SSD, or if Skytech really did this, then that's a pretty bad job. Usually, there are 2.5-inch drives for these types of SSDs in the back, so it's not out here. But yeah, this At first, might look somewhat nice, but the second you even like look at it for more than 2 seconds, it's horrible. But this, I'm not here to say that this is a bad build. This is my opinion. Everybody's opinion is their own opinion. But let's look at the price. He says it's $1,100 new. Well, since this is a used computer, we're not going to look at brand new prices, obviously. We're going to look at used prices. So let's go to eBay. GTX 1660. What type is it? It's a Zotac Gaming. Look, this might not be the exact one he has, but I'm pretty sure it is. But the fact that it's doesn't even go over 200. There's only one for 200, which is not a good price. And there's one here. But this is a 1660 Super, another Super. A 1660 Ti is 195. A 1660 Ti 160. This should tell you automatically that he's upping the prices. So let's make this 160. Or no, because I've seen some for cheaper, like 100, right there, 150. Let's say this is a $150 graphics card. Now we have to get a Ryzen 5 3600. Not an X, just a 3600. Damn. $100. $40. It doesn't come with a box, and it might be used, but same thing here. It's used. And it doesn't come with the cooler, when usually it does come with a cooler, like this one. But it's $40. But okay, because this does come with a cooler. Let's put in the cooler. So I see one for 156. Oh, it's bidding, but I mean, if you win, that's a really good deal. $90. So let's give him the benefit of the doubt and say, oh, okay, let's say 100. So we're already at what, 250, and then 32 gigabytes of Corsair RAM, which he didn't even specify which type of RAM. So Corsair 32 gigabyte RAM. Did he say which type? Vengeance, right? Vengeance. Which I'm guessing are these ones. And let's just give him also the benefit of the doubt and say the DDR4 3200. It's definitely not these. I'm guessing it's these. Wait, no, I'm wrong. They're colored. Okay, so yeah, never mind. It's probably the RGB ones. But let's see. So there's one for 125. In my opinion, I think that's a little too much. I probably wouldn't pay that much for DDR4, 32 gigs. But 102, 103. So let's say, oh look, 75 bidding, however. But so let's say 100. Oh, there's one for 80. Oh yeah, there's one for a complete 80. It's not even bidding. That's a good deal right there. So $100. So we're at 350. 350 for basically the computer. The only thing we have left is the fans, the motherboard, the power supply, and the case. I'm not sure which type of case this is, and he hasn't specified which case it is. But I'll probably give like $60 for the case. So $400, $410. And then the fans, I don't know, another 60. So $470. Then the motherboard, I wouldn't even buy that. I don't even know what motherboard that is. So I probably wouldn't pay more than $40. Maybe even that. So okay, 500, and then I don't know what power supply. It could be an amazing power supply, or it could be a literal bomb. But I'm assuming it's not the best power supply, as this is a pre-built, and usually pre-builts do come with pretty cheap power supplies, unless you like purposely take it, like you purposely picked what you want. But yeah, so in total, this would be around $500 just for the computer. So we still need to get the $1,200, $250, $1,250. So let's look at this monitor, also used. So we're not gonna look at the new. He could be right that it's new, but we're not looking at new. So 34-inch Acer 144 hertz 4K monitor. He also didn't specify which type, but I'm assuming it's probably this one. And it is 480. At least that one. I'm not sure. It looks to be that one. So let's just say it's this one. Oh, it's 28-inch. So no, this is not that one. Anyways, so I've been looking for a while, as you can tell by the cut. Uh, I haven't, I've really seen like these, for example, and these, which were around for 450, $500. So, but I haven't seen any used. It's all like used. I mean, new or open boxed. So let's just take this guy. This guy is $500, even though this is not new, and I would not pay $500 for this. Let's just say that. So this is around $1,000 already, and then we have L-shaped desk, which is this thing. Which I've actually had this desk before, but black, and costed me around $100 on Amazon. Actually, no, I think it was around 80. But okay, let's just say between 80 and like $150. I probably wouldn't pay more than $100 in my personal opinion. So altogether, this is $1,100, which is way off from his asking price of $1,750. So yeah, this is what you need to look out for, because this is not a good deal at all. But before even before we even like talk about like what's a good price and adding each processor, each graphics card up, and seeing how much does it go up to his cost. We have to also look at his computer and what he has and compare it. Like, does it make sense? Like a 1660 and a Ryzen 5 3600 will not, in no world, will not be able to handle 4K gaming. Those are not 4K gaming like hardware. That's more of like 1080p and light 1440p type gaming. So if you get this with this 4K monitor, you get probably lower FPS. So if you do high settings, for example on the game GTA 5, you put high settings on GTA 5 at 1440p, you get good FPS. But if you put the same high settings but using this monitor, you get a lot lower FPS because this monitor does not fit this computer. So you don't need this type of monitor for this type of computer. It's unneeded. Then and then the pairing of a 1660 and a Ryzen 5 and then 32 gigabytes of Corsair RAM, that doesn't make sense. Instead of spending the extra, I don't know, $80 on those 16 gigabytes, have 16 gigabytes of RAM and shove those $80 into either the CPU or the graphics card. I probably do a better CPU for an extra $8. I personally don't really know Ryzen that much. I know more about Intel, but I know Ryzen makes a very good, cheaper CPUs that are worth the money, and I definitely know you could get a much better CPU for just an extra $80. So this listing, for example, will probably never be sold to somebody who actually knows computers, but to somebody who doesn't know might buy it, which is not good. Because, see, personally, I don't think this person is preying on people who don't know what they're doing. But it's still not good. This is why I'm making these types of video. Well, this type of video. I will come out with more videos, different types of examples, and different types of sites such as eBay and Craigslist, so people can not spend an extra $500, $600 on something that you could probably make much better. For $500, you can make a much better computer than what he has. But he says $1,100. For $1,100, you could shove in a 3070, an RTX 3070. I've seen RTX 3070s go for $400. Then pair with a nice $200 processor, that's already $600. Then a nice case, some DDR4 RAM, a nice motherboard, bam. You'll have a much better computer that will absolutely destroy this computer. So please be careful. Add everything up. And just because he says it was new $500 like for the monitor, that doesn't mean this is new. This is not new. This is used. He used this monitor for I don't know how long. He does not specify. Same thing for the CPU, the graphics card. I don't know how long he has used this stuff. Assuming by the prices of this computer, I assume this was around 2-3 years ago when graphics cards and computers in general were very expensive. When $1,100 actually is actually reasonable for this type of computer around 2-3 years ago when graphics cards costed a house mortgage to buy. But now, when graphics cards are cheaper than ever, it's not good. And just because the seller bought it for that much, it doesn't mean it's your responsibility to buy that same computer for that price. So please, just because he says it's new doesn't mean it is new. Ask questions. You're spending a lot of money, so you have to ask questions and make sure you're getting what you need. If the seller wants to sell his things or her things, I'm not sure who's selling, but I'm assuming it's a guy. He will answer your questions. If he doesn't answer your questions, don't buy from him, because clearly he's not interested in selling. At least not selling to people who might understand what they're doing. So please, watch out for yourself. Calculate everything before buying. Search everything up, especially when it comes to computers, because they really easily can manipulate people who don't really know what they're doing. Happened to me before, happened to other people before. Just be careful, calculate everything, take out your calculator, and just save the extra 500, 600, even $1,000 in some cases, and put it somewhere else. Buy your buy yourself some nice food. Save that money. Or if you really want to get a really good gaming computer, for $1,750, you can get a really amazing system, including a good monitor. So please, be careful, be safe. If you guys have any questions, feel free to comment. Feel free to message me on anything you want. I'm happy to answer. Happy to answer any questions. Be safe. Subscribe. Like. Have a good day.